Toby from Heavyweight MMA, today with the future Fergus Jenkins. How are you, brother?
Good, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Bro, happy to have a chat again. Your pro career is doing well. 3 wins, bro, 3 fights. How's it all feeling?
Good, yeah. Well, I mean, there was definitely as we've spoken before in interviews, like it hasn't been easy to get the fights, or it certainly wasn't off to a quick start, but it just feels like the ball's rolling now, and just trying to do everything as intelligently as I can, and really make the most of the opportunities.
Yeah, bro. I feel like chatting with you. You're one of the I've talked with people for a few years now, and there's a few young lads that kind of moved their way up to the top of the game, like Jack Della Maddalena and a few of the other guys I was talking to when they were early in their careers, bro. And I feel it's a bit the same with you, bro. I feel like it's like buying a Bitcoin a few years back, right? And then one day it pops up, bro. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing your rise into UFC, etc. That's the goal, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, UFC is what I started watching when I was 15. Like, so I mean, that's my goal. Like, that's what inspired me to start. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice, bro. So I've just seen online that you've been over at Bangtao working a bit with Corey Shadbolt and that. Can you tell us about that, bro? It's over in Phuket, Thailand.
Yeah, so well, I mean, that's my third trip. I've actually, like, 3 years running. I've gone to Bangtao pretty much the same time of year, so it's become a bit of a routine, I guess. But yeah, it's a really cool opportunity to go and train at a world class gym with, like, coaches that I'm quite familiar with, and at the same time as it's coaches that I'm familiar with and coaches that can teach me a lot, it's also a lot of athletes that I'm not as familiar with, and people that I've got to, spar and train with, and have to do a bit more problem solving compared to back home, where everything's very routine. There's almost kind of a script to how you spar a certain person that you train with every week. So yeah, it's a really cool opportunity, like, for my development as a fighter, to go over into that territory and train at, like, such a world class facility.
Yeah, bro. The working over in Thailand was some of the reasons that guys like Dan Hooker and that were so successful, that they got all those different looks, right? They got to train with people that were coming from all over the world into that place. And it's kind of a competitive environment. It doesn't feel the same as those homely gyms where everyone knows each other, right? So it's a good little testing ground. And good if you can just go over there for a stint and then come back to your gym so you have the best of both worlds, yeah?
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I think yeah, I think you nailed it right there. Like, you need both. You need the kind of the com I yeah, I actually kind of do it backwards in some ways. Like, I like the idea of going there when I'm out of camp as more of a skill development sort of thing. You know, with the Hickman brothers, with Brad Riddell, with Owen Livesey, all the coaches, all the Muay Thai coaches they got over there. There's so many different skills I can draw from over there, and, like, an out of camp phase where I'm focused on skill development. And then as I come to the in camp phase, I like being surrounded by, yeah, familiarity. Um, yeah, I don't want to be going over in camp and getting staph halfway through, or getting injured by someone that doesn't care about me. So it's cool being, yeah, having the setup in Christchurch, and it's all familiar, and it's all yeah, we're all friends and stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of how I do it. I know, like, some people will go over there and do their camps in Thailand, and then, train back home otherwise, and obviously that works for some people, but yeah, I actually go about it the complete opposite.
Bro, with the staff thing, do you think it's more prevalent in that sort of humid environment? Is that what you mean, or?
Oh, 100%. And it's like a different breed over there as well. Like, I think getting staff in New Zealand's a very different beast to getting staff in Thailand. Like, it just progresses a lot more quickly, and it's a lot more, yeah, a lot it packs more of a punch.
There was an Australian dude, bro. I can't remember his name, that was over there and got the staff in his leg. Did you see that, dude? His leg was just eaten away,
Yeah,
man.
I was over there when he was there. So yeah, I didn't really and and introduce myself to him or anything. But yeah, that was a scary case of staph for sure.
Bro, I'm in a pretty humid environment over here in Macau, and I copped a bit of staph on my knee. It was starting to eat my knee away. Lucky I picked it up like super quick, and I had to go to the hospital every single day from to clean it out, and everything was pretty full on. And that was only a tiny little thing, but I can feel the danger of
And
it.
you said you got onto it quick, and it was still such a
Yeah.
arduous process.
Yeah,
Wow.
bro. And the funny thing, well, not really the funny thing. The thing about it is I went back to the gym and it was a grappling fighting gym at the time. And I went in and I said to him, oh, I think I picked it up here in the ring because I was on the ring. And I remember being on my knees at that quite a bit on that time before it happened. And it happened on my knee. And they're going, no, I see the cleaner every day comes here, cleans the ring. And I'm like looking at the ring, I'm thinking, nah. And then the lady next day gets back to me and goes, I'm sorry, I went and talked to the cleaner. She's been cleaning it every day. She's been cleaning it with water. Fuck. Cleaning a fucking gym, an active combat gym with water? What the fuck? Crazy.
Yeah.
At least I
Yeah.
didn't stay at that gym very much longer. I went and moved on. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, not good. Bro, you just come off a first round rear naked choke over Coughlan. I won't even try and say his first name because I
Second
don't know how
round.
you'd pronounce
Second
that.
round. Yeah, no, that one actually went to the second.
Second round. Fuck, I wrote down to the first
Yeah.
round. But it was a statement either way, bro. It was a nice one. Tell us about that fight.
Yeah, that was a really cool fight to get. Like when I got the challenge, I watched his tape. I saw his previous accomplishments in judo, and it was definitely an opponent I respected, and someone that I felt like brought a really good challenge to my skill set, and really motivated me to prepare diligently. So yeah, getting that matchup, I structured my camp like I went up. So I'm actually wearing the t-shirt right now, Rampage Boxing. That's my boxing coach at Woolston. I was doing one PT a week with him. I ramped that up to two boxing PTs a week because I knew that with his grappling, if he was able to neutralize my grappling with his grappling, I'd have to be very comfortable on the feet. So and I didn't want to be urgent to get the fight to the ground. I wanted to be just super comfortable wherever it took place, and I think that allowed me to implement my grappling more effectively. So yeah, that's kind of how I structured my camp. I probably had more of a focus on striking for that camp than anything else. I didn't do a lot of jiu-jitsu or anything. I just kind of knew that I've already got that in my back pocket. Well, not really in my back pocket, but at the forefront of my game, and it's a strong part of it. So I didn't feel as though I was going to lose that over the course of 6 weeks. Um, yeah, and then when we actually got into the cage, it was the fight went exactly how I'd kind of choreographed it with my coaches, and as far as the strategy, I was just pretty much able to implement it to a T. Like I felt like he was a really respectable opponent, but we just prepared really well.
Nice, bro. So it sets you off on a nice path, bro. But again, it's going to be even more difficult to get opponents, right? Have you got anything on the cards coming up?
Well, I'm 100% gunning for that August 30th show, and like Styles coming to Christchurch. So yeah, with a promotion that I've fought on twice already in my professional career, one that I've got such a good relationship with. They're coming to Christchurch, so I mean, like I can't pass up on that opportunity. So that's where 100% of my focus is right now. Like obviously, I mean that's still 10, 11 weeks away, so I've got a wee bit of time until then. But I think there's been a few names floating about, but nothing yet confirmed. But
Mm.
yeah, I'm 100% focused on that date.
Bro, and you're just talking about boxing, and it popped into my head. I was in Shanghai watching the Road to UFC, a few good guys on there, Aaron Toe, Lawrence Louis, and
Yeah,
Tom Marfan, etc. Fighting super good to go up and watch these guys and hang out with them and that. But sitting after one of the fights with Eugene Bareman, and just wanted to pick his mind a bit, asking him like, over the years, who's the guys that have had like that God hand, talking about Kai Kara France's punching power, etc. Asking him who's exceptional that he's held pads for, etc. And I expected him to say all the big lads like fucking Carlos Ulberg, and I don't know, you just expect him to bring a handful of Islander names out, and he brings out one of the people with God hand as fucking Fergus Jenkins, bro. I was fucking put aback a bit. I didn't
Don't,
think that would be one of the
don't let
names
the
that would
cat
have
out
come
the
out of his
bag,
mouth.
mate.
Yeah. So tell us about that, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's you've got a bit of punching power. I know you for your grappling prowess mostly, bro, but you've got a bit of power there that we're waiting to see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I definitely do. I guess it's just like the delivery system is a key component to getting a lot of knockouts, and I suppose also when I've got grappling as such a strength to fall back on, it's kind of like why would I risk going toe to toe with someone when I can just like take them down and choke them out? Like it's such a easy way to win a fight. Like I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, I know that I think where my striking and punching power has helped me in fights is it just it really adds it makes my grappling more dangerous because there's something that people have to worry about in the feet. And I noticed that even in my last fight, like I landed a straight right hand off the bat, which is obviously a pretty key punch in that southpaw orthodox matchup. And like it was just that big red fist print on his forehead, like right off the bat. And I think that really set the tone for the fight, like in the first round, just like landing a good solid right hand. Like he didn't throw a lot from that point on. I think I like got his respect immediately. So I think like you could probably, even though like there's not so many knockouts to show for it, you could probably like if you got a keen eye, you can probably see like, oh no, these people are worried about something when they're in there. I suppose also having like long arms as well, like another thing people have to worry about.
Yeah, bro. And obviously like one thing is him holding pads for you or whatever, how he felt it or how he saw it. And the second thing, like you mentioned, is the delivery. Like someone like Kai, he's obviously really good with that delivery. Like he knows the moment to throw it all in, to set it up and land it. Do you reckon you're there yet with that, or is that something that's ongoing, working on trying to get those entries and when to unleash that full power?
I suppose evidently I don't like. I mean, I mean, or maybe it's just like I get people to the ground so quickly that like I just haven't had a chance to use it. But
Yeah.
I think maybe it's a bit of both. Um, but I think it's one of those things. I think even I was talking to Dan Hooker a while ago, and like he was telling me that he didn't really have any knockouts until he got to the UFC.
Yeah.
So maybe it will be like that sort of thing, or like a Kamaru Usman, even where he's kind of like decisioning everyone, or grappling everyone, and then all of a sudden like wins the belt and he's knocking everyone out.
Yeah.
So it could end up being something like that, maybe.
Bro, you've been working with a bit with CKB and guys like Brad and that. Is that something you're
Mhm.
trying to draw from them? Because like he's a fucking master of entries and that, being a bit of a shorter lad.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously doing his kickboxing classes while I was over there. Yeah, he wasn't quite as available as he has been in the past because he's sort of preparing for his own
Yeah.
comeback.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that was obviously like selfishly, I would have loved to have more Brad time, but it's super cool to like have a Christchurch MMA legend coming back. So yeah, with Brad's classes, yeah, I find them super useful. Obviously, he's got a very different build than myself, but there's still like a lot of crossover in terms of what he does and just his fight IQ, I suppose. Like he can coach anyone regardless of body type. But yeah, I definitely have like an affinity towards a lot of the stuff that like the CKB fighters do and like the style that they implement. Like obviously, like there's a lot of like long rangey guys that style works well for. So I mean, I kind of fit that mold, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I was impressed, man. I did two private lessons with Brad when I went over to Thailand not long ago. Just happened to land the family in Phuket near Bangtao just so I could go do some sessions. And yeah, I was really impressed with his teaching, man. And it was just though we just worked on different entries and stuff. And and I was just very impressed by his teaching style and things that I hadn't really thought of before. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, what did you guys work on?
I just entering for things, bro, like slipping in
Mm.
under punches and, angling
Yeah.
in, angling out and stuff, like things that not, when you watch a lot of MMA, you see that most MMA fighters don't even use these basics, right? Like of how to get in, how to get out, and without like putting yourself in it or improving your position of your body facing theirs, right? And when you're coming in and then when you're moving out, if you know what I mean. And that was just
Yeah,
some of the
yeah.
basics that we're working on. Yeah, it was cool. And I see Mark Timms practicing a lot of those things too with the UFC PI guys. And then you start to recognize it when you watch the CKB's guys fight as well, right? Like how they enter, how they exit, stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool how different striking and grappling are in that sense. Like, I guess there's just so much to learn in MMA. Like, no one's going to be a master of everything, but when you get someone who's just like a real good specialist, like Brad, and just like has that in depth knowledge of striking, it's cool to learn from.
yeah. Guys like him and Fiziev, man, their fight was amazing, and I don't know if everyone
Mm.
recognizes how high level these guys are with their striking, right? Like people don't really talk about it, but those guys are up there with anyone, maybe higher than everyone. Yeah,
Yeah, Fiziev was training at Bangtao as well, so it was cool to see him
nice.
kicking about.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Bro, while you're there, did you pick up any particular new skills or tricks that you're going to take home? I mean, you're doing different things. You're working with wrestlers. You're working with some cool Muay Thai guys. Any kind of flashy things that you picked up?
Yeah, well, in the John Jones seminar, he gave a few tips for the spinning back kick. So I've been failing miserably at throwing that and sparring. Um,
Yeah,
but I mean, heaps, bro. Like I've got a whole notebook full of what I've been learning over there. So it's just like coming home, and I guess like my favorite thing is like teaching it to other people is probably obviously drilling it as well. But as far as imprinting it in my brain, just like teaching it. So I'm coaching tonight, even like coaching wrestling tonight. So I'll break out my notebook and just go through whatever I think's gonna help like the boys that got fights coming up, and like obviously that's going to benefit them, but it also
yeah,
benefits me to like just solidify that knowledge
yeah. That
through
one,
teaching through
one, one
teaching.
thing
Yeah.
just popped in my head that Brad was talking about with us too. That I've been to so many gyms over my time, like just around Australia and that when I was early on in Sydney and all around that area, and no one ever trained missing a punch and then correcting yourself and throwing punches. So Brad was doing that as well. Like he holds a pad up,
Yeah.
moves it away, you overswing and then you correct yourself. Like this is something that happens every fight, right? But no one trains it, or not in my experience, not many people train this, right?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like he's done that, and I've been in a class where he's taught a bit of that. So yeah, I mean that's just like one example of like so many different like real in-depth ways that he looks at it. Eh?
Yeah, yeah, it's cool, bro. So man, what are the next steps? You got this fight coming up, hopefully in your hometown. After that, like, what are you hoping for? There's so many opportunities coming up for New Zealand and Australian people. Road to UFC, contender, whatever else. What are you thinking, man? What are you hoping for in the next year or so?
Yeah. So I mean that's all. I guess it's as far as I'm aware, like pretty much like the contender series now is pretty much all booked in, right? So for I mean that would probably be off the cards for this year, and it's would be probably be a little bit too soon anyway. So next year there's, as you say, Road to UFC, Contender Series, probably May and October respectively, and then uh, but after this fight, man, like I've actually kind of want to do a bit of a side mission. I want to be the second Kiwi to qualify for ADCC.
Oh, sick. Yeah, nice. Why not? It's all
Yeah,
related.
so yeah, exactly. So yeah, to go over and do the trials for Oceanias. My goal is to go over and win that. And yeah, actually, like a cool aspect to that is that the as far as I'm aware, could be wrong on this, but the only New Zealander to ever compete in ADCC was my coach Carl.
Awesome, bro.
So
That's
it'd be cool
that's a
to
nice
be
little
the
goal
second.
Yeah, nice little goal to have, bro, and hopefully that'll all be successful, bro. On management side, bro, this UFC and all these things, it seems to be heavily based on like relationships and that, bro. Are you in with the right people? Because I just know it can make a big difference, right? There's people all around the world trying to get in, and not everyone's getting in, right? So you got to put yourself in the right hands.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a tough one, eh? Because it's not like an exact science, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably an area that I need to delve into a bit more.
yeah, bro. I think it's worth it, eh? Like you see certain teams consistently getting people in around the world and stuff. So I think it's worth just like, yeah, making sure you're in the right hands, getting the right people pushing your name forward, eh?
Yeah, yeah. No, thanks for that.
Yeah.
I think that's super good advice.
Yeah.
Mm.
Cool, bro. Thanks for your time again, bro. I'm happy. I was just looking for an interview with you, bro, just to see if there's anything updated, and I can hardly find anything, bro. So I'm glad that I can see a heap of mine up there. But yeah, be good to see a few people taking it up, bro, because sooner or later they're going to be knocking on your door, bro, to get an interview.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good to yeah, get to have an interview and like, yeah, sort of broadcast all the things I've been thinking about and stuff. Because it's always obviously with a career like MMA, that's it's always developing every day, every week. You got new sort of scheming up new ideas.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time, man. And yeah, we'll catch up soon. Best of luck with the Christchurch show. I hope you can get on.
Cheers, Toby. Thanks so much,
Cool.
bro.
Thanks, bro. Take it easy.